First Chronicles chapter 11. All Israel joined David at Hebron and said, "Look, we are your very flesh and blood. In the past, even when Saul was king, you were Israel's commanding general. The Lord your God said to you, you will shepherd my people Israel. You will rule over my people Israel." When all the leaders of Israel came to the king at Hebron, David made an agreement with them in Hebron before the Lord. They anointed David king over Israel, just as the Lord had announced through Samuel. David and the whole Israelite army advanced to Jerusalem, that is, Jebus. The Jebusites, the land's original inhabitants, lived there. The residents of Jebus said to David, "You cannot invade this place." But David captured the fortress of Zion, that is the city of David. David said, "Whoever attacks the Jebusites first will become commanding general." So Joab, son of Zeruiah, attacked first and became commander. David lived in the fortress. For this reason, it is called the city of David. He built up the city around it, from the terrace to the surrounding walls. Joab restored the rest of the city. David's power steadily grew, for the Lord who commands armies was with him. These were the leaders of David's warriors, who helped establish and stabilize his rule over all Israel, in accordance with the Lord's word. This is the list of David's warriors. Jashabim, a Hakmonite, was head of the officers. He killed 300 men with his spear in a single battle. Next in command was Ahiezer, son of Dodo, the Ahohite. He was one of the 3 Elite warriors. He was with David in Pas-Dammim when the Philistines assembled there for battle. In an area of the field that was full of barley, the army retreated before the Philistines, but then they made a stand in the middle of the area. They defended it and defeated the Philistines. The Lord gave them a great victory. 3 of the 30 leaders went down to David at the rocky cliff at the cave of Adullam, while a Philistine force was camped in the valley of Rephaim. David was in the stronghold at the time, while a Philistine garrison was in Bethlehem. David was thirsty and said, "How I wish someone would give me some water to drink from the cistern in Bethlehem near the city gate." So the 3 Elite warriors broke through the Philistine forces and drew some water from the cistern in Bethlehem near the city gate. They carried it back to David, but David refused to drink it. He poured it out as a drink offering to the Lord and said, "God forbid that I should do this. Should I drink the blood of these men who risked their lives?" Because they risked their lives to bring it to him, he refused to drink it. Such were the exploits of the 3 Elite warriors. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was head of the 3 Elite warriors. He killed 300 men with his spear and gained fame along with the 3 Elite warriors. From the 3, he was given double honor, and he became their officer, even though he was not one of them. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was a brave warrior from Kabzeel, who performed great exploits. He struck down the 2 sons of Ariel of Moab. He also went down and killed a lion inside a cistern on a snowy day. He even killed an Egyptian who was 7.5 feet tall. The Egyptian had a spear as big as a crossbeam of a weaver's loom. Benaiah attacked him with a club. He grabbed the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and killed him with his own spear. Such were the exploits of Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, who gained fame along with the 3 Elite warriors. He received honor from the 30 warriors, though he was not one of the 3 Elite warriors. David put him in charge of his bodyguard. The mighty warriors were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elihanan, son of Dodo, from Bethlehem, Shamoth, the Horite, Helez, the Pelonite, Ira, son of Ikesh, the Tekoite, Ahiezer, the Anathothite, Sibekai, the Hushathite, Lai, the Ahohite, Maharai, the Netophathite, Heled, son of Barna, the Netophathite, Ithai, son of Ribai, from Gibeah in Benjaminite territory, Benaiah, the Pirathonite, Hurai from the valleys of Gash, Abiel the Abathite, Asmaveth the Baharumite, Eliaba the Shabonite, the sons of Hashem the Gizonites, Jonathan son of Shageh the Hararite, Ahiam son of Sakar the Hararite, Eliaphal son of Ur, Haphar the Mekarathite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Hezro the Carmelite, Neri son of Ezbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mebar son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai the Berothite, the armor-bearer of Joab son of Zuriah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad son of Ashli, Adinah son of Shiza the Robanite, leader of the Robanites, and the 30 warriors with him, Hanan son of Markah, Joshaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashterathite, Shammar the Jeziel, the sons of Hotham the Erorite, Jediel son of Shimri, and Johar his brother the Tizite, Eliel the Mahavite, and Jeribai the Joshavia, the sons of Elinam, and Ithamah the Moabite, Ediel and Obed, and Jeziel the Mesobite. Chapter 12. These were the men who joined David in Ziklag when he was banished from the presence of Saul son of Kish. They were among the warriors who assisted him in battle. They were armed with bows and could shoot arrows or sling stones right or left-handed. They were fellow tribesmen of Saul from Benjamin. These were Ahiezer the leader, and Joash the sons of Shemar the Gibbethite, Jeziel and Pelet the sons of Asmapheth, Baracher, Jehu the Anathothite, Ishmaiah the Gibeonite, one of the 30 warriors and their leader, Jeremiah, Jahaziel, Johanan, Jezobad the Gederathite, Eluzai, Jerimoth, Beliah, Shemariah, Shephatiah the Haraphite, Elkanah, Ishiah, Azarel, Joazah, and Joshibim, who were Korohites, and Joelah and Zebadiah, the sons of Jeroham from Gedor. Some of the Gadites joined David at the stronghold in the desert. They were warriors who were trained for battle. They carried shields and spears. They were as fierce as lions and could run as quickly as gazelles across the hills. Ahiezer was the leader, Obadiah the second in command, Eliab the third, Mishmannah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elizabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, and Mishbanai the 11th. These Gadites were military leaders. The least led 100 men, the greatest 1,000. They crossed the Jordan River in the first month when it was overflowing its banks, and routed those living in all the valleys to the east and west. Some from Benjamin and Judah also came to David's stronghold. David went out to meet them and said, "If you come to me in peace and want to help me, then I will make an alliance with you. But if you come to betray me to my enemies when I have not harmed you, may the God of our ancestors take notice and judge." But a spirit empowered Amasai, the leader of the 30 warriors, and he said, "We are yours, O David. We support you, O son of Jesse. May you greatly prosper. May those who help you prosper. Indeed, your God helps you." So David accepted them and made them leaders of raiding bands. Some men from Manasseh joined David when he went with the Philistines to fight against Saul. But in the end they did not help the Philistines, because after taking counsel, the Philistines' lords sent David away, saying, "It would be disastrous for us if he deserts to his master Saul." When David went to Ziklag, the men of Manasseh who joined him were Adinah, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Josabad, Elihu, and Zilethai, leaders of 1,000 soldiers each in the tribe of Manasseh. They helped David fight against raiding bands, for all of them were warriors and leaders in the army. Each day, men came to help David until his army became very large. The following is a record of the armed warriors who came with their leaders and joined David in Hebron in order to make David king in Saul's place. In accordance with the Lord's decree, from Judah came 6,800 trained warriors carrying shields and spears. From Simeon there were 7,100 warriors. From Levi there were 4,600. Jehoiada, the leader of Aaron's descendants, brought 3,700 men with him, along with Zadok, a young warrior, and 22 leaders from his family. From Benjamin, Saul's tribe, there were 3,000, most of whom up to that time had been loyal to Saul. From Ephraim, there were 20,800 warriors who had brought fame to their families. From the half-tribe of Manasseh, there were 18,000 who had been designated by name to come and make David king. From Issachar, there were 200 leaders and all their relatives at their command. They understood the times and knew what Israel should do. From Zebulun, there were 50,000 warriors who were prepared for battle, equipped with all kinds of weapons and ready to give their undivided loyalty. From Naphtali, there were 1,000 officers along with 37,000 men carrying shields and spears. From Dan, there were 28,600 men prepared for battle. From Asher, there were 40,000 warriors prepared for battle. From the other side of the Jordan, from Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, there were 120,000 men armed with all kinds of weapons. All these were warriors who were ready to march. They came to Hebron to make David king over all Israel by acclamation. All the rest of the Israelites also were in agreement that David should become king. They spent 3 days feasting there with David, for their relatives had given them provisions, also their neighbors, from as far away as Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali were bringing food on donkeys, camels, mules, and oxen. There were large supplies of flour, fig cakes, raisins, wine, olive oil, beef, and lamb, for Israel was celebrating. We're going to stop here today. Next time we're going to be starting from 1 Chronicles chapter 13. I'll see you then.